Hey, what's up, traders? Hope you're having a great weekend so far. I just wanted to do a kind of a recap, just journaling my recaps from this week. This week, I really only had 4 trades total. Majority of the trades were in crude this week, and I'm just going to go review those trades and kind of review what I was looking at. And this is a weekly VWAP chart. You can see the volume as 2584 volume. It's kind of irrelevant, but you can see as the week started off on January 1st, it kind of just hit a rejection from the prior VWAP and got into this, if you saw my other videos, it's that one channel type trend. And I was kind of looking for this bounce coming out of this area. We've kind of been in this downtrend. Of course, you don't want to fade the trend, but there comes a time where you kind of observe a pause pattern or a pattern that kind of just catches your eye where like, this could change the script. So when I looked on, when I looked over here, let me clear this, sorry. When I looked on the TPO chart, you can see we've steadily been coming down, and we got kind of this this interesting type day on the 2nd. So when we look at it in a intraday format, let me find it. There we go. You can kind of see we start off down, overnight session kind of moving down towards some big key levels in the crude's kind of held, all year, or at least in 2023. And you can see kind of reclaims this the full session VWAP. If you look at it prior day, it was kind of funky. Lost, this pink one is the weekly VWAP, which, that is just the full session from the prior day, but this continues on. You saw it kind of just goes in this downtrend. Well, we then reclaim and then kind of break out of this trend. We form a new uptrend per se. So I was kind of looking for a bounce play. Yes, the bigger picture trend is down, but I'm looking to play the micro kind of pullback, right? So I'm looking for like this V-shape type bounce. And that's what I was looking for on this intraday trade here. And this doesn't, the chart doesn't show it, but the opening range was inside of this, and I had key levels marked for this area. And I believe the opening range was like 70.68 or 70.58. I don't remember. You can see I was a bit late on this, but the volume really came in. And this is why I kind of use volume charts. You kind of get a sense of how much volume and how much momentum is coming into it. But as soon as I entered it, it really didn't give me a panic or a panic sell. Up here, this pink one, again, I said is the weekly VWAP. You kind of can see we get into this, the one channel trend, and we kind of just hold that trend until up into another key level. What obviously you could see with these mistakes with my scaling, yes, it worked out. It was, a profitable trade. I think I made like $950 on this. The scaling could have been a bit better because as we kind of momentumed back over to the weekly VWAP and then hold the VWAP, weekly VWAP, we stay in that trend. And I could have held this runner much longer. So that's a mistake on my part and something that I need to continuously work on this year, is trying to maximize these bigger trades. And I ended up taking another trade, on Friday. And what I was looking at on Friday was just basically a continuation. The day prior sold off, but in reality, the sell-off was just a normal pullback, right? So we came out of this downtrend, we shoot up, and then if you look at it, we kind of just hit nearly this key level where we kind of sold off prior. So to me, it wasn't nothing scary because it was a normal pullback. But what it did before the close, right? it held and then recovered the weekly VWAP. So when it did that, I was like, oh, okay, that's still, to me, that's just normal pullback action into the micro counter trend trade, and it's still bullish until proven otherwise. All right. So when I look at it on a intraday format, coming into the market, overnight session is holding the full session VWAP. It's above the weekly VWAP. So I'm looking for entries to get in to try to push this a little higher. Now I made some mistakes here, got stopped out into this. It was a key level that I had marked out. I was looking for kind of a pullback entry trade to get a little bit higher. Got stopped out of that, but then found it around this when price held the VWAP and held a key level. It was the opening range. This price zone was the opening range on Friday, and it really just held inside of that, and I entered it as it broke out. I scaled out. I'm good with the scale here. 25 cents there. 25 cents is, $250 on the $250, and it paid for this loss over here. I was up 50 cents profit, maybe 53 cents, I think, up here into this area. And what I was looking for an IB break. You don't see the IB on here, but it was basically right here. And I was looking for it to push into the 50% of IB, just based off of statistical performance of crude, what it typically does when it breaks. What I should have looked at was the overall type of day it was. We had already exceeded some of the range, and it was forming the kind of this D-shaped profile, which is just a balanced day. And so I kind of just didn't maximize, or I try to push a little too much than I should have. I did move my stop up, so I was risking, I think I was in 25 or 20 cents into the profit. It was already up 50 cents, so I was risking 30 cents to try to capture 50 cents more. That's just being greedy, trying to get the homer, and it's probably likely the cause of that trade that I had the other day where it continued to move forward. So, that's something that I have to continuously pay attention to, how I'm, processing this. Am I processing it because of past trades? Am I, thinking clearly? So there's some room for improvement this week, even though it was positive. Now, if we look at kind of what just the S&P's been doing in the ES, you can just see, the week before, this was kind of into that Christmas time. It's just a pause consolidation, right? Small consolidation. You can use the prior developing value areas as a sign of what we're doing. And this is just the previous week. And this is the 17,711 volume chart. Yeah, I'm weird. I use those Fibonacci volume numbers. Anyway, you can see how this kind of just forms into a downtrend on the weekly chart here, and we kind of get this type of recovery. This was Friday, and I believe it was farm roll. Pay farm roll day, and got some news to kind of catapult it. But you can see where the destination went, where these destinations are kind of going. So if you can get into these trades, you have an area to scale out, and then you could possibly look for, this type of action if you wanted to hold it. I did not take a trade this day. Let's see here, see if I can pull up. Okay, here we go. This was the intraday chart on Friday, and it definitely offered a lot of opportunities. I was not prepared, so I did have a plan written out for it. It's just my routine was a bit off, and I said I'm not going to trade the opening range or anything off the bat just because I wasn't fully in my routine. Let me clear this up a little bit, make it look a little bit more cleaner for everybody. As you can see, the overnight session kind of just was selling off, and then that farm payroll came around at 8:30, pushed it above the full session VWAP, and then we kind of got into a key level here, and we could have taken the opening range break here. Just based off of where we're at, the price action, the momentum coming in from positive news. And you can see it kind of breaks out of this opening range high and then retests. And this was the ideal entry where the opening range high holds. And then you can see it gets into this this channel trend here. But what's very interesting is, and let's see if we can show it, is exactly a destination area of where weekly VWAP is, and you can see it hits it to the tick, and then we catapult. And what's even more interesting is that it became to be a neutral day. Neutral day being it broke the IB high and then broke the IB low. So you have big time, long time term traders kind of countering each other, and us participants are kind of just pushing it to both sides because we're trying to follow intraday trends. And we got both extremes that day. So very interesting going into next week. Could see possibly this, if we kind of hold this area up in here to that 47, 27, 47.20 area, we could get that paused V-shaped possibly recovery. I just have to see what the overnight session is coming into Sunday and coming into Monday morning. So hope everybody had a great week. Thanks for tuning in and listening to me ramble and me reviewing kind of my trades and my outlooks. I wish everybody the best of luck next week and happy trading.